Keel, and if we were recording this, she would still clearly be the focus of the interview, and you can kind of see over on our screen that we are smaller and minimized, so kind of less obtrusive in the frame. So that being said, Mrs. Keel, you ready for interview number 2?
Yes.
All right. So, so here we go. So thanks, Ms. Keel. Really appreciate you taking the time to interview with me today for my Student Cam project here. How are you doing today?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing great. Feeling good, healthy. Knock on wood. Family's doing well. Getting closer to the weekend. All things that I like.
Yeah. Yes.
Like I said in my email, this is for a documentary video competition. So I am recording audio and video. Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, great. Thanks. Thank you so much. Our documentary is about kind of gig economy and different services that work to connect providers to suppliers or vendors. So Etsy, Airbnb, Uber. We know that you have an Etsy shop, and that's kind of how we found you. And we're really excited to hear what you are willing to share with us today.
Cool. Sounds great.
All right. From our research and things that we know, you run Edison Designs, which creates craft items, like keychains, mugs, stickers, and you sell those online and, also word of mouth people. How did you decide to get into that kind of business?
Yeah. So I've loved crafting and just kind of found creativity and being artsy, but not with like drawing and stuff, to be a passion of mine since I was young. Even from like, I would always do like the loom things or friendship bracelets, or like I was always doing stuff creatively and with my hands. And then, picked up a camera and started doing photography and things like that, learning editing techniques. And, so just kind of built from there. And then I started doing some digital graphics type things for family. And I was doing that a lot, like making signs, big, customized, personalized signs for my nieces and nephews' rooms and other family members. And so I decided that like maybe I did have a little bit of a drive and passion and vision for it, more than just like dabbling in it. And so I decided to go from there. And then since then, I found acrylics and keychains and all things glitter, which is amazing. And my husband hates it, but that's okay.
Yeah, whenever my mom sends me a birthday card, there's glitter in it, and it's both festive and terrifying. So I totally know that feeling.
Yeah.
In some of our research, one of the websites we found was macrotrends.net, and they kind of said that Etsy in 2017 did $441 million in revenue, and this year they're going into September, they were already over $1 billion, which is like more than double what they were doing, and like just a massive increase from last year. What do you think might be causing some of the increase in that revenue?
Yeah. So I think that Etsy, because of their push for, homemade and handmade, not homemade necessarily, that sounds like it's cheap things, but handmade type of things, personalized things, getting small business owners connected with the world. They they're able to do that through different advertising and things like that. And then, when we're in a good economy, people are willing to pay a little bit extra to support small businesses instead of big box stores. So, that tumbler that maybe you could get with a cool design at Walmart, but getting it with a cool design and personalized by somebody that you know in your community, that it's affecting like food on their table, and they're going to do a happy dance when they get to make it for you. And just being able to have that like personal connection with whomever you're selling or buying from. I think that we're in a market right now where people are really wanting to do that, and are willing to do that because, like I said, we're in a good economy. Like we're people's checks are going a long way.
Yeah, and with all that, with Etsy obviously having significantly more revenue, is that potentially a product more of the fact that they have more vendors, or are you seeing on an individual level, increase in revenue kind of like trickling down to each, like to your store?
I think some of both. There definitely is a huge um, growth in things of people taking on small business type of tasks, especially with like Cricut and Silhouette, which are like vinyl cutters, and making it more of a consumer type of product. And so people are buying those more and then using that to kind of make small products here and there, and then going in to open up their Etsy shop from there. So there is kind of a flooding of the market a little bit with that, and with the tools that are available now at such a low price compared to what they used to be. I think also Etsy is increasing their advertising. Even around this holiday season, you'll see their ads showing up on YouTube and other streaming services, and so they are increasing that, which is then again creating that push of like, oh yeah, hey, let's look at small business type stuff.
Cool. On their website, Etsy claims that they have 400 employees, and you're not like technically an employee of Etsy, are you?
No, nope. I'm an independent contractor, so I do pay fees to them. They set the fees, and then but I am considered an independent contractor. I have my own business license.
Yeah, they take 3.5% of sales, according to our research, in addition to like a listing fee. How does that impact, your business model, how you set your pricing, and in general, how does that impact you?
So you definitely have to pay attention to that with your pricing. It's easier to give like discounts and things like that to my local people or people that I'm selling through Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, because I'm not paying a fee. But when I pay the fee, it does take some of the bottom line, so you have to account for that in your Etsy costs. Plus, then shipping or no shipping, and playing with that affects your costs as well. The other thing that Etsy did this year, which is, I don't know if it's a pro or con, but you had to opt in. No, you were required to opt in, excuse me, unless you made $10,000 or more in your shop, to an advertising portion. And so they're using your products to like advertise various places through target marketing. And with that, you don't pay upfront, but if somebody like clicks on your product and buys from you from that advertising, then you have to pay another fee to Etsy for that. And so that was kind of crappy because unless you're making 10,000 or more from your shop, you're automatically required to participate in that.
All right. So I'm gonna end that there. I wouldn't end the interview there. I would keep going. That was 3.5 out of the 9 questions, which I emailed to Miss Keel ahead of time. That's part of being prepared, being respectful. If we were doing this for real, I know that Mrs. Keel has she calls it her glitter corner. So she has a workstation, if I'm remembering correctly. I would probably ask if we could do the interview, if she could do the interview down there. But go ahead and chat, and I'm going to let Miss Keel take over from here. I need to go take care of my the son kids. But go ahead and put in chat which set of answers would you rather have to work with for your interview, and not necessarily a chat thing, but Miss Keel, don't forget to remind them that I have to shut up when you're answering, and smile and nod as a good listener. So, all right, see you guys later.
Thanks, Miss Baden. Yeah, so guys, throw in the chat which one you would prefer to work with if you